Hey everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about bikes and Bible verses. So today I'm going to talk about reasons why you shouldn't get a bike just to save money, and in the end we'll share, like we usually do, a Bible verse. So should you get motorbike to save money? And I'll tell you just straight out there that you should not get a motorbike to save money. So your sole purpose of owning a motorbike should not be to save money. And the reasons are: one is, if you're just getting it for saving money, you're not going to be committed to learning how to ride properly, because you really, to put that time and effort, you really need to be passionate and love riding. And if you're only getting it to save money, you're probably going to skip out on all of that stuff. And secondly is, there isn't that many scenarios where you would actually save money. There's a lot more situations, and let me just give a random number. Let's say 99% of situations, owning a bike will cost you more than not owning one. Most people who have bikes have it because they like it. They are passionate about it. And so today's video, I'll give some different scenarios where you could save money, and the costs involved, and the scenarios where you don't save money. So first of all, first thing people think about when owning a bike is the cost of fuel. So fuel is a lot cheaper on a bike. So the bike I've had previously, between 300 and 400 cc, my KTM RC390. So that used less than half the fuel that I would use in my car. And my car's pretty economical. And that was in highway driving, which was the worst case scenario. And so if in suburban scenario, my bike will probably use 25% of the fuel. Like my car will probably be using, say, 10 to 11 litres per 100 on just a moderate suburban drive. My bike would be using 3.5. 11 litres per 100 kilometers down to 3.5. Even sport bikes like my CBR 600 that I had, my ZX6 636, both of them are still cheaper than my car. So I use 5 litres per 100 on my 636. My car uses about 8.5, 9 on the highway, and even my Daytona, which has got a power commander and has been tuned for the track, still cheaper to run than my car. So it, on fuel wise, it uses around 6 litres per 100 on the highway. So as I said, my car uses about 8, so it's still less. The other thing cheaper with motorbikes is the registration and insurance. So that's about it when it comes to cost savings. Everything else is more expensive. So you've got gear, tire wear. So tires are a bit cheaper on the bike, but you got to replace them a lot more. So I pay about $900 to replace the tires on my car, all four, and I get around 80 to 90,000 kilometers out of it. On a bike, you're looking at about 4 to 500. You can probably get 20,000. So you probably have to change your tires on a bike 3 to 4 times more than what you do on a car. And then you've got to service, do oil change services more on a bike, and brakes as well. Probably brakes are probably comparable. I don't know. I haven't ridden that much to see how far brakes go. But I'll give you some scenarios where it's cheaper to have a bike where it's so the cheapest option is to not own a car. Instead of owning a car, you own a bike or maybe a scooter. That is the absolute cheapest option. But like I said, if you're not passionate about bikes, I still wouldn't go down that path. I wouldn't go down that path only to save money, because the savings is only marginal compared to, say, owning a small car. So, for a few $100s extra, you could own a small car, and you don't have to go through all the training and all the inconvenience, maybe when it's raining and things like that. But if you love bikes, then by all means, if you had a scooter or a small bike, that would be cheaper than owning a car. The second scenario where it could be cheaper is if you had like a really expensive car and you didn't want to run up too much mileage and wear and tear. So if you've got an expensive car with expensive tires and expensive brakes and expensive servicing, then having a bike in between to sort of just take up some of that mileage could be seen as a fringe benefit to just enjoying motorbike riding. If you own like a really expensive car and you also have your crappy car for work, then replacing your crappy car with a motorbike would save you money in that situation. But again, just being passionate about bikes will probably run up the costs later anyway, different type of gear, different helmets, accessories, things like that. So most of the time, owning a bike is going to be more expensive. If you're considering, if you've got like just a conventional car that gets you from work every day and does all the rounds and things like that, and you think that getting a bike additional to your car is going to save you money just because the fuel is cheaper, then that is absolutely not the case. So owning an extra vehicle, which you probably wouldn't have owned before, is always going to be more expensive. You're never going to recuperate the costs because the fuel is cheaper. Cheaper fuel on a bike is simply a fringe benefit for owning and wanting to own a bike. It's just a small fringe benefit. So anyway, that's all I've got. I hope that clears things up, and we'll finish off with a Bible verse, and that's from Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. It says, "Do not lay treasures here on earth for yourself, where moths and rust can destroy and thieves can steal. Instead, lay for yourself treasures in heaven, where destroy. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Okay, so that's all I've got.